program. So what we had discussed last session. So we understood about all the unique constraint and all that, right? Even not null, is it? Okay, I want to use the same platform here. Yeah, we created a lot of examples, and let me open up, for example, ta any table so that the open file will open here. Queries, right? So in the previous session we did discuss so many things, right? Yeah. Uh, let's say yeah. So getting the maximum salary, second maximum salary, and third maximum salary of the person, right? Got it. So this is fine. Let us also understand a few more important concepts. So when it comes to, for example, when it comes to me, right? So we had a challenge. Let's say, let me tell you. So use cases. I want to discuss some use case today, and then uh, we'll teach you how did I solve it. Okay. So use cases. Uh, um, as a application, as application, as application team, I need to provide. As application team, I need to provide information to the dealers worldwide for worldwide. Okay, as application team, I need to provide information to the dealers worldwide on the customers, products, customers, products, leads, opportunities, etc. Okay, so imagine, imagine we need to, let's say, imagine uh, to provide to provide the data to provide the data from uh, to provide the data we will need to provide the data we will need to query from nine tables query from nine tables and segregate query from nine tables and segregate the data get the data and send to segregate the data and se- segregate data and send to the dealers. Guys, imagine dealers are nothing but who are, for example, let's say you know about showrooms, right? Let's say bike showrooms and any showroom, right? So for example, consider a Hero Motorcorp, right? So Hero Motorcorp is like Hero Honda bikes. They used to sell bikes, correct? So who are selling? Those are dealerships actually. Understood? For example, in your place, let's say, for example, in Chittur, I think there is a Venkateswara dealership, right? Who sells Hero motorcycles, right? Like that, we had Suzuki and Honda. So these people are dealers, right? And like the project that we were going to work or support, which would talk about the dealers actually. Okay, so we will help any manufacturing company. So when it comes to dealer, right? So dealer in the sense that it can be any dealer. It's not about not only like let's say. Uh, mechanical companies. Not only that, so it comes to even healthcare, many domains, right? Uh, because whatever product you let's say some people are selling, so those people are we are calling as dealerships, right? Even we let's say in a single word, if you want to understand, you hear about ration dealers, right? So what they do, they used to distribute the rice, which they got it from the government, Understood. This is a dealer, right? So the similar note, to provide a dealerships, to provide dealerships about the customer information or the products, right? Even if you think of a very basic example, right? When I think for ration dealer, it's a very very basic information because when you visit a dealership, what basically you do? So they used to take your ration card number, rice card number, right? And they used to feed that number, and who are the members of the card that would be popped up, and they'll ask for the hey, who visited for this dealership. Then they'll ask for the name, they'll select, and then they'll take a thumb impression. You got it? You got it, right? Once you once your thumb is matched, right? Then they'll see like what kind of information. Let's say uh, how much money, how much rice you has to they have to provide, what is the sugar, and many more, right? So that is one part of it. When it comes to the real world, right? So we need to keep information in multiple tables. Okay, so you may be thinking that Hikmar, like why can't we keep, let's say, why you want to keep information in nine tables instead of one table, right? It's a good question actually, because let's say customers, I can keep a generic table where I can store customer information, also product information, right? And also lead information, opportunity information, many information we can store in one table. Okay, so again, one of the question interview people ask, right? Hey, how you are optimizing your how you are optimizing your application, right? You know what? For example, let's say customer table. Imagine customer table has 50 columns. Just assume, okay, and product table because product, right? Imagine if you open any, if you visit any you can open anything, Flipkart for example, let's say. If you get here, take any product, right? So I want to specifically go with some laptop accessories or electronics, right? So I can go with anything, let's say Bluetooth, even think about a very basic wide headphones, huh? uh, I think, yeah, you can go with anything if you click there, right? So if you see, even for this, there is some specifications should be there. Did you see this, guys? Here, there are generic specifications and product details. See, sweat proof. Yes, it has a sweat proof, foldable or collapsible. Yes, deep mass. Yes. Did you see this, guys? Every data is coming from our database. You got it? And think about it. There is a table with the specifications, and in specifications, uh, yes, once again. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So if you think of this use case, right, the product has so many information, right? Did you see it here under specifications, right? Just look at this. So how many columns are there? Four, nine columns, right? Here. See, just one place we had nine columns under general, and here again we had around approximately 10, right? 19 sound features, dimensions. You got it, guys? In this particular scenario, So if you look at the data, if you're looking at the data, right? So this is more compatible with unstructured data because structured data won't help. The reason is very simple. So if you look at this, right? Um, these are headphones, and these are white headphones. Think about a Bluetooth, Bluetooth headphones. So how data will be stored, right? So see, I can have a number of tables. So database is like basically for this kind of design, the most preferable is unstructured data. Understood? Unstructured database like Mongo, and where this data is stored in the form of a key and value pair. So we know JSON, right? JSON type. Hello, were you able to hear me? Yes, right? All right. So that's where. So think of one particular product itself having lot of information. You got it? Lot of information. And the catch here is that's what I'm talking about. So let's say the product has 75 columns. Got it? Likewise, if I had so many, let's say lead has 100 columns and opportunities has 200 columns, for example. So think of and so on, right? So because we have total 9 tables, right? Yeah. So think about this use case where if you want to make a query, if you want to make a query, for example, if you want to make a query of one table, you know what? Query to customer table, query to custom. Let's say fetch customer details from customer table. You got it? So in this case, what really happens? Let's say fetching customer table. Let's say here I'm talking about the query time or query execution time. For example, um, 2 seconds. No, no. When I say query execution time, right? So we used to say like this, right? Highlight it and this is a running time. So here you are seeing that you can also see. I think 1 second. Let me message, right? What is this? Okay, this selected only. Query completed time is this seconds, right? Yeah. No, what the catch here is query completion time. So it took how much? 2 seconds, for example. Think about one scenario, and imagine we had one more table which is products. So for 50 itself, it took 2 seconds, right? No, this is an example, okay? It's not accurate value, and let's say this is taking 2.5 seconds. Got it? And if I make this leads 100, right? Let's say 3 seconds. Opportunities 200, right? Let's say 6 seconds. Got it? And see, in general, to making a query to one particular table, let's say customer table 2 seconds, and it is taking 2.5 seconds for product, and 3 seconds for leads, and 6 seconds for opportunities. Guys, imagine if you sum everything. Let's say if you want to, so currently these all are individual tables, right? Let's say imagine this is a customer table, product table, individual tables. Individual tables has this many columns of it. Understood? So making a single table with all columns from all tables. You got it? So single table with all columns from all tables. Understood? So imagine what is the how many columns will be there? There are 300, uh, 304. How much it is? 425, isn't it? Total 425. So total here table columns, 425 columns. You got it? So meaning when you are querying, see, first of all, the query speed will vary. Depends on the number of columns that you are fetching. Understood? So it will not consider that one table or two table. Okay, it will consider. So if it is a one, let's say if there is a query, the query performance will be based on the number of fields or columns that you are looking. Let's say when you do this, select star from, for example, let's say general table. Got it? Which means what? What is star mean here? So you are selecting 425 columns from a single table, right? So this is a very, very bad practice. Very bad. Why reason is, see, querying star, you are querying every information. So this would slow down. That's why see, this would slow down. Okay, and that's why we are breaking we are breaking complete single general table into multiple subtables, so that when there is a query, that's where even the when it comes to the design, right? So we think of designing a database tables with based on the, we will segregate, hey, this is a customer table, right? This is a customer table, and this is a product table. We will segregate. Understood? We will segregate, and that's when because when we are making a single query here, let's say a customer table. Here the query, right? So select start from table customer, for example. In this case also, so it will only query from 50 columns, and this will query from 75 columns, isn't it? But what is the catch here? The catch here is we should not have so many columns querying in single transaction. So that would slow down your application performance also. See, sometimes people even I worked in multiple projects, right, so far, and my first question to them is, let's say if they're saying that, hey, in the backend application, see, I really worked in a project where it is taking more than 45 seconds for a single query, and the APIs, back from backend side application respond, with the 45 minimum of 45 seconds. I was quite surprised, and looking at the data and all. Then lately realized that they had a very, very bad practice of doing like this. They had a generic table where they dumped everything one in one place. Let's say the table name is general, and in this general table, so they had customer, let's say customer columns, they had product columns, and if you see the customer product, there is a very, very bad practice. This would eventually, if I had a general table with 425 columns, right? Absolutely, this would slow down the application performance. Okay, then my very first job is, so what how I have fixed it, right? So first job is, firstly, segregate segregate the columns, segregate the columns, and create the individual segregate the columns and create the individual tables. You got it? So this is what I have done. So I have segregated the data from this general table, and I created multiple 9 tables. Understood? And with this, it came down to approximately 30 seconds, meaning 15 seconds we reduced. And then again 30 seconds also, 30 seconds also not this is not a good practice, see, when you're using WhatsApp, for example, or Facebook, right? So if you click on some action, will you wait for 30 seconds to a message to pop up, or a message to go from your from your device? No, right? You will expect instant responses from the people, right? And even let's say if there is a video call, the call should go instantly, right? Otherwise, you'll not show interest in the application. Got it? So in this kind of scenario, again, did you see this here? Segregate the data, segregate the columns, and created nine individual tables. You got it? Yeah. And again, so this would slow, like this they has taken. Imagine, uh, let's say it is taking 45 seconds. Now we bring down to 30 seconds, for example, right? Again, see, if you look at the customer, if you are providing some information, right? Of course, there is no, let's say it's not mandatory to provide all the 425 column information, correct? It's not really necessary actually. It's not really necessary that, the person is expecting 425. Absolutely, he might be expecting more he might be expecting very basic information, let's say 30 to 30 to 50 columns. So let's say when it comes to dealers, dealer need 30 to 50 columns, for example, right? From 425 columns. Guys, you're following, huh? Or I'm going mad in this. You're following, right? Right, that is a catch here. So, to improve the application performance, we were working on a solution. Let's say how we do in the real time. Even this would help us. They will ask actually, hey, what is the recent challenge that you have faced, right? What is the critical issue you have solved, right? Even you can think about this. You can talk about this use case. All right, yeah. A dealer need 30 to 50 columns from 425 columns from 9 tables. You got it? So here is the here is the plan. So create a view table. Create a view table. So this is like virtual table. Create a view table. It's a virtual table. Okay, of 9 tables. But you should only you should only and not you should, right? So virtual table should have only 50 columns. Let's say I think a dealer need, I would say like 50 columns from 425 columns from my different tables. Now what we do is I will create a I'll create here is a plan, right? Create a virtual table, and to create a virtual table, uh, see, we already worked on joins, right? You know how to work on inner join, left join, right join, on all that. You got it? Based on that, you can create a virtual table. Okay, virtual table in the sense, create a view table of create a view table. Create a one view table of 9 tables, but you should only you should only one second. But you should only but you should the table should have 50 columns. Like I think we are already aware, right? Let's say if you are doing let's say left join and the right join, for example. Let's say from table A, if you refer previous not previous other session on the joins, right? I have cleanly shown that let's say there is a table and there is a B table, and when you want to fetch let's say certain records, right? How you will do? So let's say select not star, select a dot, let's say id comma b dot id, let's say a dot name and b dot name, something like that we have written, right, in the joins. So the same way, from 9 tables, let's say for example, we need information of from customer table, we need a customer name, right, comma, we also need a customer id. Understood? And product name, comma product ID, lead name and lead ID, opportunity name and opportunity ID. You got it? And opportunity value. You got it? So these fields we will select. Let's say select opportunity dot ID, comma opportunity dot amount. Got it? Lead, comma ID. So like that we will fetch from this many tables. If you don't understand this, then you have to refer a joins table. Let's say joins concepts. Understood? We have already done it, and you have to revisit if you don't understand this concept. Yeah. No, I'm exactly talking about this, guys. Select. Let's say from a customer table, how we do customer dot uh, customer ID, cust ID, for example, comma customer dot customer name. Got it? Yeah. Like this, product product dot name, comma each and every product has ID. Okay, product has ID. Likewise, leads, lead dot lead ID, lead name. Don't worry about this naming convention. You should just understand that we are querying certain columns from 9 tables. That's it. Opportunity dot ID, opportunity dot amount, how much deal value, right? Amount. Yeah, you got it, right? So this is what I'm from blah blah blah, and you are doing all the joinings, right? Let's say inner join. You are doing multiple inner joins, right? So this is how the query looks. Understood? And when you are working on this, now what it does? It simply creates. See, with this query, we are simply creating one table, one virtual table. So what is virtual table? We need to understand, right? So create one virtual table is so it is it what it does is in the real in dynamically. Okay, let me write it down. Virtual table, virtual or view table, points to remember. Okay, it uh, it dynamically it dynamically fetches and have the data have the data in the table in the virtual table. Okay, and next when you come to this, uh, see dynamically fetches and have the data in the virtual table. And second point, it does not it does not store the data physically in the database. Guys, did you understood this point? So generally it is like a read operation, read only. Understood? So read only operations. You got it? So if you look at this, it supports points read only operation it supports, which means what? Why? Because see, it dynamically fetches and it dynamically fetches data and have them in the and have in the have the data in the virtual table. So what it does is when we create a virtual table, right? It is not a physical table. So by for your view purpose, it has it is like table. But generally, what it does is when you do a virtual table, right? If you look at this, it joins. It create one table. It create a temporary table. You can say like it's a temporary table where the information will be available. But it is not a. It will not store data in the database. Okay, it does not store the data physically in the database, but what it does, it dynamically fetches the data from tables. Got it? It dynamically fetches data from tables and has the data in the virtual table for view purpose. Now imagine, now when it comes to the data, see what is the goal here. So to provide the data, we will need to query from nine different tables, right? And segregate the data and send it to dealers, correct? So what we are doing, we are only fetching, right? In the sense that we are only querying, correct? We are doing a select query, understood? And we are not inserting, we are not updating anything. We are not doing anything else, isn't it, guys? Clear? Huh? So for just to making a query, does it require to query from nine tables, or here create one virtual table and keep all the join all the nine different tables and keep only 50 columns, you know, when you are when you are joining also. So don't join all the columns, right? So we will only join required 50 columns from all the nine tables, understood? And now if you want to make a query, now how many tables I have to query, guys? Now query data from virtual table, understood? Now query data from virtual table. It took, let's say, for example, let's say 650 milliseconds. Guys, now did you got the magic here? You got it. Now we don't make this many calls. So see, initially it is nine different calls. See here, one second. Yeah. So initially nine queries we are making, nine different SQL queries we are making to the database, meaning nine transactions, right? Nine sessions, nine transactions. Did you also see the cost, right? So nine queries we are making, nine transactions, nine SQL transactions we are making. Understood? And it is taking lot of time. So say uh, it is taking, let's say, approximately, for example, 45 seconds. And what we have done, so to understand this, a single table with all, even see with all also, imagine with all 45 seconds, and after we segregated and created this kind of data, then we got how many? 30 seconds, right? Even 30 seconds also too much, right? See, dealer cannot wait for 30 seconds, correct? Even you cannot wait for 30 seconds to get a response, right? And then what I have done is, I understood this, and instead of making nine different queries, join, let's say, each query will return me the query results, right? Again, I'm just segregating and sending the data to the segregation. Again, it takes time, understood? See, you got result from nine tables, result one, result two, result three. Again, what I have to do, I have to join all the results, right? I have to do some logically, I have to segregate and send it them. So think about uh, first table result me one dictionary, second table result me second dictionary. Like that, if I got let's say nine dictionaries, but user dealer want only one dictionary, what I need to do, I need to do all the updates, correct? So dictionary dot update, dictionary dot update. So nine times I have to do, right? So that I can get a single resulted dictionary, and that to be used for giving data to the dealership, understood? But again, did you see this? Query plus updates. You got it? And that is too much time, right? So in order to work on such kind of use case, now what we have done, instead of nine tables, yes, tables are there. We segregated and we kept nine tables, and from these nine tables, we created a view table, virtual table of nine tables. Understood? And this time we only fetched the required 50 columns from the nine tables, right? Like this, and created a view table. And now only see now query data from virtual table. It took only 650 milliseconds as you are querying from only one table. Did you got it? And one table which has only 50 columns. Guys, did you understood? So this is the use case even application side. Uh, See why I am teaching this. This is very important when it comes to the design, database design. So how we want to design the schema, how we want to segregate the columns, how we want to segregate the tables. These all are very very important. Okay, so uh, even when it comes to optimization and all that, we can still we can optimize all the things. Yeah, this is one of the optimization technique even to boost up the performance of the application. Got it? Yeah. Now, now what I'm going to do is let me go back here. Oh, sorry, I'm already into oh, is it open right already? Yeah. So here, think about use case here. So student information. What is this? Vehicle, right? This is a vehicle data, vehicle table, and student table. Is there any relation we had actually? One second. Let me show this. Uh, Got it, guys. So here we have only one. We have only we have only two tables which has the relation. See, when it comes to think about scenario. So here, what I want to do is I want to create a virtual table of A table and B table. And here, what is the common thing? A student ID, right? Student ID from chosen. Got it. So student ID here, a student ID. So these two student IDs is there. What I can do is I can create a virtual table. Understood? So to create a virtual table, what we can do is let's say I want to fetch student ID, student name, and course, right? So think about this particular small scenario where you need to make a two, for example, uh, to get the information from a table. What I need to do? Select start from. This is what I'm doing, right? Select start from a table. The table name is this. If I do this, I'll get some results. Got it? So I had three results here. The same tone. If I do the same thing for B table, I'll get the other results. Got it? Now, how many queries I executed for getting results from A table and B table? Two queries, right? Isn't it, guys? Two queries I made. And if you want to no minimize to a single query, but if you see, it took uh, 3 to 4 some milliseconds, for example. Okay, and for A table, 250 milliseconds, and for B table, 372 milliseconds. Got it? You got you got the results in this many, like 250 plus 350, for example. Let's say overall 600 milliseconds. You got it? And if you see in this example itself, right? Let's try to understand. So what I'm going to do is let me create a table, create a view table. So the syntax is create view. Understood? And we should name view table name. Create view. What we can keep? Let's say student courses. Yeah, student, and the table name is student course. Got it? I'm creating a table name as creative view, and table the temporary or virtual table name is student courses. COURSCS. Got it? Yeah. Hey, can you go to mute, Naveen? Right. Next. So select. Now what I want to do actually. So I want to join. For example, let's say. So select. I'll leave it actually because I want to join it. I want to choose fields later. So from, for example, what is the table name? Let's say a table. Got it? From a table as, let's say, uh, or we can leave a shortcut, or a table, for example, let's say, name like this. um, I want to join. So what I want to join? I want to join B table, right? Yeah, join B table. Say B table. You got it? And if I want on A table, on, say here, A table dot. What is the column name I can join here? Student ID, right? A table called student ID equal to B table of student ID. You got it? Now, guys, it's very simple, right? Sorry, scroll down a little bit. Yeah. So create view. Table name is student courses, right? And here I'm giving this renaming, guys. Okay, so that we can easily understand. Even you can directly give a public.a, but this would easily. I'm just giving some renaming. It would give you more value when you it is add some readability, right, for you at least. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute this and say, okay. So the problem is what? So we are creating, but we are not selecting any fields from the tables, right? Yeah. Let's select it now. So a table, for example, from a table, I want to get the student ID. Sorry, here, got it, comma, and from a table again, I need to get the student name. Got it, right? See, if I run a two queries, I'm doing common thing is student ID, and the other one is not matching thing is student name and course, right? Now what I'm doing, student ID I'm fetching, no problem. I get the student ID and I got the student name. And what I need to fetch? I need to get the course only, correct? From the B table. Yeah, B dot course. That's it. And if I go ahead and create it, uh, what it has? Select any spelling mistake. So- Oh, okay, okay. One second, one second. So create template table as, like, we should keep as here. Got it. Yeah. So when we are creating, so from this side, so from this we are creating a virtual table. The syntax is create a virtual table. So create view table name as. So from where you are fetching, or from where you are creating, we have to keep that query here. Understood? Now you join, and if you see, there is one view virtual table will be created. If you go and refresh it, right? To and you are seeing something called views, correct? Here. Did you see it? Views. So views is something but virtual table. Okay. Now whatever we created here, student courses, right? The table should be available here. Now did you see here? Student courses. And if you look at this, it has the three columns here: student ID, student name, and course. Understood? And now if you look at it, select only one query, right? One query to get the information. Let's say select star here because only three columns. You already aware. If you just skip this, so what it does is it will fetch all the three column data in one go. So how much time it took? 457 milliseconds, right? Yeah. Did you see this? Now, it is swapping, but if you look at it, carefully, it is approximately, 205 milliseconds. You got it? Yeah. Why? Because it is already keeping the data here. So, so what vegetable will do? It reads it read only operation it supports, right? And so this no, this is you cannot insert. See in the virtual table, if you say, "Hey Kumar, can you try updating? Can you try update this record?" Let's say, uh, update. This operation will not set, let's say, course to some new data. So for example, let's say physics, where student ID equal to, for example, 2. When it do this, it will say, hey, you were wrong. Views that do not views that do not select from a single table, or a view not automatically updates, cannot update a virtual table. You got it? So it is raising some issue. The reason is very simple. Uh, you cannot update the virtual table. You got it? So you can think of, you cannot perform this action. Clear, huh, team? Basically, we don't, when it comes to view table only meant for only retrieving the data, only selecting some data and let's say distributing to the application. That's it. In SQL query, the basic, the necessity of creating a view is to improve the performance of the application. Okay, to optimize the application performance. Understood? Now, did you see this? I just made a query from the student table. How much time it took? So before that, how much it took? For both, it took almost 600 seconds, correct? We got it. And imagine, even if it is 9 table, also it does the same thing. Up slightly, it will increase the time, time here, but not, what we can say, not 30 seconds, 40 seconds. It will be like maybe a few more a few more milliseconds will be added. That's it. Now, did you understood the difference of like usage of virtual table? So virtual table concept is very, very important, and even uh, when it comes to the challenges that you have faced, even you can think of, or in the interview also you can say, hey, we had a issue with application time. Our team is we were supporting a machinery company or a healthcare domain, where the application query, like application time is very, very deadly slow. And as a application team under DevOps, right? So I'm the only person for responsible for both the application and DevOps side, because my project is very small, and my no, not project. So my team is very small. So we don't have we are sort of resource issues. And I got opportunity to work on this use case where it is taking 45 seconds for the application to respond on the request from the UI, right? And how did you solve? So there is what they had is they had a one table where 425 columns are there, and they're making a single query into this. So I found that this is a design issue, and I kind of done a POC initially to segregate these 425 information 425 column information and segregate it. And I got I planned of creating 9 different tables. Let's say, let me name few. For example, customer table, product table, opportunities table, lead table, right? So like that I have segregated. And again, after this also, so it bring down to 30 seconds of time. So they'll ask, hey, what is the difference between no, we had 425 columns, and it is taking 45 minutes, sorry, 45 seconds to execute the query, right? And if you make so they'll say that, hey, if you make 9 different tables also, and still you have a 425 columns only, right? If you are making, so you can tell them, hey, if you are making a query, if you are making a query and select star, right? Meaning query select star from 425, select star from general table, which selects 425 columns. So the catch here, the key point here is, uh, 425 columns you should not select. So that's where the catch. And selecting a fewer columns, I'll write down so that I know even you can. So here hint is or summary. I would say in summary, selecting few columns would drastically or or columns would boost up the query execution time. Okay, rather querying many columns, rather rather querying many columns in one go. You got it? So in this case, general table, in this case, general table general table has 425 columns, right? And uh, so 425 columns, and which is taking 45 seconds here, right? And segregated 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 to nine tables. Now query execution time down to or execution time came down to, for example, 30 seconds, right? I, of course, 30 seconds is enterprise accepted time, but still customer is not happy with this 30 seconds. So what I have done is then I read the concepts to improve improve the query improve the query uh, execution improve execution time to improve the query execution time magically to few milliseconds by creating creating a virtual table by creating a virtual table where, see, in virtual table, right, it dynamically fetches. For example, even though, for example, let's say before your query runtime, there is a new record inserted into the customer table or lead table, any table, right? Dynamically, it will keep syncing the data. It will keep fetching the data from different tables and keep it in one place. You got it, guys? Did you understood the concept? Virtual table, what it does is it dynamically fetches the data from 9 different tables. Dynamically, just keep fetches. Let's say maybe it will keep polling. Understood? It keep fetches and keep all the latest records. You got it? Yeah. By creating virtual table where where query where where query only 50 columns, 50 columns and only one table. Guys, did you understood this use case? Now, did you understood how to explain to the even interviewer or whoever, even when you are joined to a company? You should understand how their database designed. Understood? Uh, like try to understand how many tables are there and what is the purpose of it, right? If you see there is a see, and even when there is something called a frequent read operations are performing, let's say they're performing some read operations, right? So we should also understand how to do a catching also one of the important thing, important concept, right? So even if there is a frequent read operations, you should think of creating a virtual table for respective columns from the tables, right? Now you understood. I think we can extend this session, but for now, what you have to do is you need to create the use case today is you need to create 9 tables. I'll provide you the I'll provide you the use case with the examples or even the table columns, right? So I'll ask you to create a 9 different tables where yeah, I'll give you the even columns. What columns should be? For example, in this case, to join this, right, we had a student ID is the common to create a virtual table here. Did you see here? To create a virtual table in the table A and table B, right? So it has a common, student ID is a common one. Yeah. So I'll give you the use case now. You can work it out, guys. Okay. Yes. Yes, exactly. So in this process, in this what view table, we don't have a write operation. That's where I was very keen and specific about the once again here read operations. Yeah, it only read only supports. And since see if you want to perform certain write operations, right? So as mentioned, it has the respective data pulled out, right? For example, let's say uh, you know the see when it comes to 50 columns, right? In 50 columns itself, you know the customer ID, you know the opportunity ID, right? So if you want to update certain fields, right, then you have to do the manual like normal process of updating the respective records. You got it? Yeah, sounds good. You're okay with it? Any uh, yeah, when you want to when you want to update, you have to do a normal process of update. Normal process in the sense that on the specific table, not on the view table. View table you cannot do. That's where I tried here and shown you, right. So you cannot perform update operation here on the virtual table because it would not support. Understood? So for this, if you want to do, let's say if you want to do any updates, right? So the way which we were already doing that you already understood, right? Let's say from the way for example, insert, or even update anything. I think we select, yeah, here, this is inserting only, right? We don't have update here. Yeah, anyway, this is update, right? So if you want to do it, uh, let's say if you want to change certain fields, this already you are aware. I don't want to do it, but let me do it for you. So, for example, if I want to update B table here, right? So just remove this and where student ID is 2, then I need to update, for example. You got it? It got updated. And if you go and check, if you, oh, we had a right here. And if you go here, so for the second record, sorry, second student ID, now second student ID, he is chosen physics. So he had previously something else, and we updated, physics. Yeah. All right. Hey, just want to stop right here, and I will just give you the use case, right? Use case on 9 different tables. So you had some work to complete, and most likely today, even daytime, I'll plan to have one more session because I cannot continue with this bad throat, right? So I think it might require little break. Right, right. Yeah, we can continue from most likely since everyone is available, right? So even next session also most likely I will not take more than 1 hour. So I'll take a break maybe next 1 2 days until this bad throat settle down. All right. Thank you so much, guys. So I'll be sharing the use case actually. So do email with all the information I'll share, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay. Based on this understanding, right? Even this I'll create a, quick um, I'll create a document. Along with that, I'll also provide you the um, tables and all that. I'll also most likely I'll provide all the information. You just need to understand the concept and apply it and try to see the execution time for each transaction and see how drastically it improved. And please take a note of this. This session is very very important session, guys. Don't think that this is just like a random session and you are not paying attention to it. This is one of the very very important sessions. So these things, right? These things never people won't teach. Understood? Because this is a real time, real time hurdle we see, and the to provide such kind of solutions, right? It require a lot of. So you got just like that. You got the knowledge just like that because I shared, right? But in general, to think of itself, they take lot of time. I think since you are not into the application side, you don't know the pain point of it here, right? But here it's a very painful process to understand, and getting a lot of escalations from the customer, and hey, application is still not working here. So they'll simply say like it's not even slow, it's not working. They'll say, understood. And so as application side, we should be very very careful, right? Otherwise, we were in soup. Understood. So try to understand the concepts and even interview we will add this point, guys. Okay, so whatever we had today, even interview also we can claim that hey, this is a biggest problem we have recently. Let's say last week we had a major issue on the application side. There is a lot of delay and even transactions, right? Imagine when you're making a nine different calls to the database, right? Meaning nine transaction ID will be created. Understood? Nine transaction mean costlier. Understood? Costlier transaction to the database. When I say costlier, right, which would slow down your application, guys. You got it? So yeah, we can expand from here more, but for now you should understand this concept. You have to understand the pain point. What is the solution we provided? So here two solutions we provided, right? So with one solution we segregated and created multiple tables, nine tables, and that even that bring down to 30 seconds, but still not happy, the customer is not happy. And then what we have done is from these nine tables we made a virtual table where this is a very high transactions are happening, very critical read operation or very high volume of read operations are happening. And uh, since it's a read operations alone, right, so we were okay because it's a only like high traffic of read operations, right? So that's where I created a virtual table, and which would drastically bring down the application performance. Speed, improve the application now down, right? So it boost up the application performance by reducing the query execution time, and so the current time is it is taking, let's say, 600 seconds, 600 milliseconds, not seconds. Got it? Yeah. So this is how we speak out, guys, in the interview also. So in interview, to be honest with you, we should not think of interview. It's like a general discussion. Okay. So never have a interview like, no, no, my name is Kumar and I have. Don't do it. You just have a very casual discussion. Okay. Say that, hey, this is what I have done and this is what I have solved it. Right. So that's where we were looking for actually. We will not look someone who is what we can say, who is pretending like they know things and they didn't tell me see, if someone is not telling me interesting things, right, how can I pay attention to it? You got it? So don't tell them a boring stuff, guys. Okay, tell them something which is interesting, and we should tell them the real things of problem solving. How did you solve it with the even we can take over the same use case as well, but the way which you are representing from the way you are representing to answer it very very crisp and detailed way, right? he should understand. Hey, okay, so this guy solved a very critical problem. Even I don't even think of this. This is how we can. Let's say even if he is in your shoes, right? So he can't even think of. Okay, these are certain things where we need to think of, guys. Understood? And there are a lot of more thing to discuss, or lot of more other ways to lot of more other problems to solve. But this is one of the top problem, I would say. Yeah. All right, guys. So we'll catch back